Welcome guys and girls to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright, check it out. We got a 2005 Chevy Suburban. In this video, there's going to be two parts to this video. This video is going to be replacing the front brake pads, and the video that's following right after this is going to be replacing the rear. Very important things about changing the brake pads. First thing you do is remove the cap to the master cylinder, because you do not want to mess up the master by pushing that caliper back. If you don't know what a caliper is, the piston on the caliper, I'm about to show you in a few minutes. Alright, so let's get this car jacked up, get it up on jack stands. Very important to have some jack stands. Cost you about 20 bucks for the pair. You know, I don't need nothing happening to you, because if something happens to you, then I'm going to lose a subscriber, and I'm going to feel bad. So, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back at the vehicle. Now this truck has, as you can see, it's got 6 lugs, and they got the center caps on them. These bolts are 7/8, so you remember that, 7/8, okay? Okay, first thing we want to do is pop our hood. Okay, locate the cap to the master, which is right here. Just take the cap off. Alright, let's get us an airline. We're going to take this tire off. Right back. Alright, here we go. Earthquake gun. Guys, you got to get you an earthquake gun. This gun is bad. Alright, what we're going to do now, remove our tire. And I want you to take the steering wheel and you're going to turn it all the way to the right, so it can make easy access to get to this caliper. Alright? Right back. Alright, here we go. Got the wheel turned all the way to the right. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to remove the caliper. Now there's two ways of doing these brakes. One, now this one I'm not going to recommend it in this system. What you can do, it's kind of cool too. You take a screwdriver and you stick it down there between, you know what, I might try that anyway. Now, I might try it, I don't know. You take a screwdriver and you stick it down between the rotor and the brake pad, and you pry it back while it's on, so you push the piston back before you even take it off, instead of using the C-clamp. And you know what? I might try that. You know what? I ain't got nothing. Nah, I ain't gonna try that. Alright, let's get this caliper off. Alright, now you got 2 bolts back here. If you look in the back, one right here and one right there. And what those are Torx. And you're going to have a T55 Torx. Alright? Now it's very easy to strip these out. Why they did it like that, I have no idea. They should have just put regular bolts. It would have been a lot easier. But they didn't. Now what you're going to do is have your Torx socket and get you a small hammer, because you only get one chance to strip these things out. So you're going to put the Torx right there. Then you're going to take the hammer and you're going to knock it in there to make sure it's a nice tight fit. Alright? And then you're going to make sure your ratchet is long enough so you can get enough leverage to loosen that up. And if it's still not enough, you're going to end up going with the 1/2" drive ratchet. Alright? So, let's go get us a little hammer. And I'm going to set you up and show you how it's done. Right back. Alright, here we go. Got a T55 Torx. Let's start off with the top one just to get it loosened up. Now you see, when I'm putting that screw in there, that socket in there, it only going in just a little bit. That's why I say the hammer, make sure that is in there. Alright. We got our 3/8 drive ratchet. So how tight that was, we're gonna have a problem here. I'm gonna get my adapter, 3/8 to 1/2". Try this again. And at the same time, I'm keeping pressure on this so I don't let that socket strip out of there. Here we go. We got one. Let's get our second one. Knock that in there. Here we go. We got 2. All right. Now we're gonna go back to our regular ratchet. Actually, I didn't bring that out here. Yes, I did. Get my 3/8 drive air ratchet. Hook up my socket to it. Get them out of there. All right, pull our bolts out, pins out, and you notice when I pulled them out, you saw that little grease on there. That's great. Now, if these came out rusty, you definitely be wanting to replace those. All right, so let's pry our caliper up. Of course, they're gonna give us a hard time, so let me go get me a pry bar and get that up. Be right back. All right, we're back. Get a little pry bar to help us out here. There we go. Turn our caliper up. Out of the way. There's our brake pads right there. Now, we're not even nowhere near done yet. What I want you to do, I'm going to try to situate this so you can see this better. Take out one of your brake pads, because you're going to be using that. Set it on your caliper. Close up with this. Set it on your caliper like that. Get you a C-clamp. Now this is a dual piston caliper. There's actually 2 pistons on it. Usually there's just one. Very easy. This one, being that there's 2, you're going to have to alternate. Let's push a little bit of this one back, then go back and forth until you can get both of them lined up down there, down to the bottom. And if you want, which is a good idea, you try to set the C-clamp up as closest in the middle as possible. All right. We're gonna slowly just turn this. Push these pistons. If you pushing these pistons back and you have a real hard time, they get stuck, you're gonna end up needing some calipers. But I'm going back pretty good. And of course, I got a little resistance because I'm also at the same time trying to push back the other piston. All right, my first one's actually almost all the way back. Now what I gotta do, switch up. Push the other one back. Now as you're pushing the other one back, the other one might start coming out a little bit, but don't you worry about it. Just keep on pushing back slowly. You don't want to push back too fast, because as you're pushing back, the brake fluid's backing up in the master cylinder, and you push back too fast, it'll come out like a geyser. There's brake fluid everywhere. We'll go back to the other side. Alright, we got that off. Now the customer bought some brake pads, AutoZone Duralast Gold, and you see these little clips right here? It came with new clips. Actually I believe all brake pads should come with these new clips, because without them, with the old ones, it's a good chance that the brake pads will lock up against the rotor, cause premature failure, especially when a lot of these shops don't lubricate them. Now AutoZone guys kind of sneaky on this, guys. You got to watch it, because what's this at? Here we go. See, they throw this in your bag in a minute, and literally you look at your receipt, you've been charged $1.49, $2.49 each, and they don't even let the customer know. But they are good to have. You gotta lubricate these brake pads, or can have a lot of problems. You can see As you can see right here, see how rusty it got? And actually started wearing an indentation right in there. So what we're gonna do, pop our brake pads out. These little clips, notice they just pop right up. Let's get our new one down there into place. Okay. Now let me give you a closer look at this. In fact, let me show you up here. You see this top one right here? Where we at? There we go. You see the top one? That's all you do right here is just push down. Now it's gonna give me a little hard time. Just push down, come right out. Get your new one. Slide it up in there. And you're gonna lock it into place. Alright, let me set you down so I can do this use both of my hands. I want to make sure these things lock in there. And actually, wait a minute here, wait a minute. Wait 1 second. The inside has a thick one. I just tried to put that other one on. Notice how there's a thick side right here and a small side. So the thick side is going to go in toward the vehicle. Okay. There you go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our brake lubricant on. And you want to give a shout out to Manic Mechanic 007. Because usually you take this grease and people put on their finger, put it right there. Now he's taught a better way. So what he said was actually get you some Q-tips. Make sure you can see this good here. Put a little bit on the Q-tip. And each side where that brake pad is going to slide at, put a little bit up there. Without this, eventually, it gets rusty as you see the old ones. And what happens is, it's going to get stuck in a position right up against the rotor. Cause the rotor to warp out, step on the brakes shaking everywhere. This does not go on the rotor, just where the sliders are. Just on the outside, just like I got it right there. Put a little bit more over there. Alright, let's get our brake pads. As I said, we got Duralast Gold brake pads. Now if we notice, over here is considered our outboard, this is considered our inboard. So here's our outboard pad, and you notice it's got the wear sensor right there. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we get a brake pad that has the wear sensor on the outside. And you see that little shim right there? That's the anti-squeal shim. Without this, there's a good possibility that you're going to step on the brakes and your brake's going to start squealing. The old style brakes didn't have this, and you had to get this brake quiet and spray it up there and leave it for about 5-10 minutes before you put the brakes on. So, how this goes. You see those? See the slots right there? We put them up there. Make sure that's up there. It fits right inside the groove. Let me get my hand over here. It fits right in there. And I'm doing this in one hand, so you gotta excuse me. And the other one gonna slide up there. Now you got that, so go over there and work with this. go. Make sure our rotor's lined up. That's one. Now we're gonna go to our inboard. Where the heck is our inboard pad at? As soon as I find out where I put that inboard, here we go. Alright, we got the inboard pad, and we notice the wear sensor is now facing on the left. There's our brake pad. Wear sensor's on the left. Let's get that lined up on the other side. Okay, there you go. Got it on. And you notice I'm using my left hand to hold this rotor straight. So if I let it go, the brake pads will start sliding. There's a good chance of sliding off of there. What we're going to do is take our rotor now, our caliper. And we're going to slowly slide it on there. And you notice these boots. Make sure you got those boots in there. Like that. Like that. Put our caliper bolts back in. Let's bring them in. Now, do not use if you're using an air ratchet like I am, do not use it to go full tighten. You're just going to bring this in till it stops, because you can still strip it out. So, just like that. Just like that. Get our 1/2-inch drive ratchet. Now, why these things were so tight, I have no idea. But you ain't got to go that tight. And actually, you can use your 3/8 drive. Matter of fact, we're going to do that just to be on the safe side. Use our 3/8 drive ratchet to tighten these up. We're good to go. Alright, what I'm going to do, get this tire on, bolt it up, and then we're going to go to the other side and do those. Be right back. Alright, here we are. We're on our right side now. And what I'm going to do here, and this is what I was telling you about. This is 7/8. You got to remove these caps. You don't have to use no air gun for these caps. These are just caps. So I just take the socket. I just go around. You can see they're like hand tight. And this thing comes off. And there we go. There's our bolts. Alright, now before we get to this side, what you want to do is go up to the top. And you can see our brake fluid level is right about there. So yeah, we're good to go. We can still push back and it's still not gonna pop up, push up out of there. Alright, so let's get that tire off and get these brakes done. Be right back. Alright, here we go. We're on the right side. Got the caliper. The wheel already turned to the left. Again, T55 Torx. Look in the back. There's one. And there's two. Get you set up right here. First thing we do, get our socket, tap it in there, make sure that's nice and tight. Now from the other side, we know I'm going to go straight ahead and right here use the 1/2 inch. And let's switch you over to this side. And remember, use one hand, hold that in place. And the other one. Okay, that's one. Let's do the bottom one. Get that one loose. Got that one. Alright, now that we got both of them loose, we're good to go. Let's get our air ratchet. 3/8 drive air ratchet. Get up there and take them out. Pull the 2 pins out. Let's see if this one, well, figures it got stuck too. Time for the pry bar. Can you see this? You can see this. Turn our caliper over. Get an old brake pad. Either take one from there. I'm gonna just use the one from the other side. Pop it up there just like that. Doesn't matter which side you put it on. Alright. Sometimes I don't like to put the metal side up against the piston. Well, this one is good because you see it's got the little rivets right there, so they go right in the center. So that's good. But sometimes I like to use the pad to go up against there. It's like a cushioning. Alright. Same as the other side. Get our C-clamp. Start slowly pushing back. Now your first one's going to be kind of difficult because you're actually pushing up against 2 pistons. But you're going to notice just one of them is going back. But the other one is still giving you some kind of resistance. Alright, that one's all the way back. I'm going to go over here, switch up. Go to the other side. Now you notice on this side, we got the brake holes right here. I should have told you about the other side. So good thing, hopefully you ain't doing your brakes following me right now. Yeah, that brake hose right there. Do not put that C-clamp over that brake hose and squeeze that. That's why if you notice on the other side, I'm at like an angle. Because I'm making sure I do not crimp that hose. And it still works. You can still see the piston going back. Push that back till it stops. Okay, I'm going to go back to the other side just in case that one came out a little bit. Tighten it up. Okay, it's tight. You can leave it right there. You can leave it right there if you want. So we can get on to the next step. Doing our brake pads. Pop it out. Pop this one out. Pop our clips up. Now remember, you got a small side and a big side. The big side is going to go in towards the vehicle, in towards the inboard brake pad. Alright? Pop our top one out. Let's get our new ones. Whoops, I just put that the wrong way. So that's going to go up here. Okay, that's one. Two. Okay, that's two. What's the next step? You got it. Mechanic 007, Lynn. appreciate the tip. Get some brake lubricant here. Just like I'm Picasso. Gaso. Yeah. Put that up there. Again, do not get it on the rotor. You're gonna be slipping and sliding everywhere. Alright. Got that. Let's get our new brake pads. Now, question for you. You see how this brake pad looks on the outside? Can you tell me whether that's inboard or outboard? Outboard. So, let's get us this one to match here. Oh, check that out. They only got two? Wait a minute. I could have sworn. Did they all have two? Check that out. They all got two. Huh. That's cool. I'm digging it. Alright. Let's get it set up in here. Same thing. Set up on those grooves. As you can see, sometimes it's like a little difficult to get in there. But there we go. Alright, let's get our other one. Also, remember, the metal part goes away from the rotor. So don't put it in like that, or you have some trouble. Alright, so let's get this one in here. Yeah, figures. Get a little nudge over here. These things, sometimes, man, these things, they fit like so tight in there. What? We're having a little difficulty over here. This thing will not slide on that rotor like it's supposed to. I ain't liking that. You know what? Make sure our clip is all the way up there. Let's try this again. There we go. No, that's not it either. It looks like the... You know, I ain't kidding. It looks like that sensor is actually... That wear sensor is actually hitting. It's not. Let's try this again. Try to put that top one in first. Alright, that top one did go in. You know, am I going to have to... Because that's not right. Let me take this out for a second here. Let me see something here. It actually, this is wild. The wear sensor on this side is hitting up against the spindle. Wow. Make sure I got this clip all the way up there. Try that again. Yes, it is. It's actually the top wear sensor is hitting against the spindle. And I'm not sure if that's going to slide right. But the bottom one looks okay. Again, the bottom one's not okay. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. I see what it is. It's not actually the wear sensor. It's hitting up against the bracket itself. It's like this part right here is too thick. Oh man, these brake pads, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Both of them slide in there. See, I just had it in there, but that would have been so tight. That would have, them brakes would heat up like crazy by doing that. Let's try something here. I ain't liking the way that's doing that. Just out of curiosity. Nope. So if we take our sliders out, just want to see. Now I'm going up and down with the play, and right now I have like zero play. I'm not sure. Now for both brake pads to do this, check the condition of the spindle. It looks good. Let's get this back down in there. Okay, clip them into place. Now we have to put a little more lubricant up there. Alright, we're going to try that again. Starting from the inboard. And I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. It is actually hitting up against the wear sensor on this one side, on the top. And actually, if you take a look, you can see the mark right there where it's been hitting. So, what we're gonna have to do is on this inboard, I'm gonna have to break that off, that top one off. So, be right back. All right, here we go. Got my brake pad up here. We're gonna try to put that on. All right, right back. Okay, here we go. Cut that one off. Look at that. Slid on perfectly. Let's get our other one on. Get that lined up in there. Okay, got both of them in there perfectly. And let's take off our C-clamp. Okay. Let's get our caliper down there. Make sure the boots are out of the way. Okay. Get our bolts in. All right, let's bring them in. All right, get our 3/8 ratchet, the long one, so we got some extra torque on it. Let's tighten them up. Okay, get our bottom one. Okay, here we go. Let's put our tie on. We'll be right back. All right. Got our tie on. We're gonna do reach up under here. Grab our jack stands up under here. But you're not done yet. Because you try to get in your vehicle and drive right now, you're gonna go straight through somebody's house or their fence. Something like that. So now what you gotta do, put your cap back on. And what you gotta do is pump the brakes up to get them pistons back out there to set. Because when you go step on your brakes, let me show you. If you go and get in your vehicle and go step on your brakes, that thing gonna go right to the floor. Watch this. You see, you step on there's a brake pedal. Step on the brakes, straight down to the floor, non-stop. So what you gotta do, let it come up. You gotta keep pumping the brake pedal up. Till it's good. That. Now we'll stop. Alright? Then you go out, check your brake fluid, make sure your brake fluid is good. And you can see it's right there at the max, which is great. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, there you have it. How to replace the front brake pads, 2005 Chevy Suburban. Any kind of questions you got about it? Be sure to put them in the comment below or email me at tim@astralautorepairs.com. This is Timmy from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you on the next video.